Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Man, right out the gate, man, right when you go live, you get the spam. Alright, let's get rid of that. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Today we're working on some character commissions. Trying to finish up this one. I don't know if I'll finish it on stream, but we'll get pretty close. This is kind of where we're at with the whole piece. Here, let me put my music back on here. Yeah, so we're getting there. It's coming together, and I'm really digging it. So yeah, I'm just gonna adjust my camera really quick, and we'll dive in. Adjust that tilt a little bit. All right. Cool. Man, I look tired today. Shit. All right. Let's dive into it. So yeah, essentially what I've done this morning, I kind of noodled around with this morning while I was working on some stuff. Sorry for the creaks. I sit on a little piano bench and it's kind of old. Yeah, so I started kind of working on some stuff this morning. Just kind of trying to add some shape under the billowing cloth to kind of give it a little bit of transparency, I mean, and still kind of show direction with that shape, because it was just kind of looking like a wall of fabric, which I didn't really like. So I just kind of added a little bit of shadow there, making the fabric flow a little bit more. And please let me know if I've been messing with my levels, so yeah, please let me know if music's too quiet or too loud. I'm trying to figure all that out, and every time I listen, it's like, it's whatever. All right, so yeah, this is what I kind of added this morning, just kind of doing a little bit of shadows and stuff. It might be subtle differences that you may not notice, but yeah, just kind of adding a little bit more depth. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well this morning. I'm doing good. I'm just kind of... It's crazy over here. Just because school year's starting and stuff like that, and I got kids and stuff, so... It's just kind of nuts. Summer's always kind of weird to like work, especially when you have kids, because like they're off and and he's not like he's like old enough to like be doing everything on his own, so it's just like you're kind of there around all the time, so it kind of makes it weird to work, but it's fine. I enjoy it. I do find it's hard with time management. Like when I have clients like reach out like, oh, what's your schedule like in like September or whatever? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like I can't predict that at all. Move this down a little bit. Yeah, I can't possibly predict that in the summertime. It's so hard. Like this week, I don't know if I'm streaming Friday, but I would like to do a bonus stream on Friday. I want to play some Magic the Gathering, so I think I might do that if we have a bonus stream. So if you're into that and want to check it out, yeah, just follow my channel and you'll get notified about it if it's happening. But yeah, I definitely think I want to bring back some game streams. But I don't think I can dedicate days to it just yet. Like the schedule doesn't really kind of allow for that. But yeah, I've been wanting to get back into Inkulinati, and I have Eden Chronicles that I got and I haven't even been able to touch, unfortunately, and it's like a bummer because it might be based on the quick amount that I did play, I really loved it. It was awesome. And after the sour taste that the ending of Triangle Strategy left with me, that's probably been the bummer for me for a while. Is the ending of Triangle Strategy kind of sucked, kind of lacking. They like tout this whole game that your choices matter and stuff, and they do. They actually do matter, but like, I don't know. I can't even quite put my finger on it. I just kind of felt underwhelmed, I guess, by the ending. And then when I read the possible endings, I was like, I don't care about any of these endings. There's a lot of different endings. So at first I was like, oh, maybe I just got like the bad ending or something like that. But I didn't think I did. I turns out I got kind of like the medium ending, like the whatever average ending or whatever. But yeah, when I read them, I was kind of like, oh, okay. I was like, it's not like they're not like hugely different from one another. And they don't. I guess it didn't feel as to put it lightly, the final battle is not really a challenge. There's one battle a couple before it that's pretty hard, but it took me like 2 tries, and you got it. And then the last battle, you're like, there's no, at least not that I remember, there's nothing super, like the end of Final Fantasy Tactics feels very climactic. Like there was a lot of stuff that happened that led up to that moment. And Triangle Strategy had a lot of stuff going on, but they were all different things going on with different places and different things, and they kind of weaved together, but they never like really like culminated in this like really epic, important moment. It leaned too far into like politicking, and it kind of like left it there. It never like bled into, I don't know, I feel like I'm having a hard time describing it. It just didn't feel as rewarding as I think they were trying to make it sound. The game was a lot of fun though. The battle system and the characters are really cool. I really enjoyed playing the game. I actually think I enjoyed their system more than Final Fantasy Tactics. But I think I enjoyed even the classes. I think I might have liked the classes a little more. But I didn't enjoy the story as much, which is a high bar. Final Fantasy Tactics is a really good story. Probably my favorite Final Fantasy story. So I thought it'd be, initially both legs were the same kind of dead, fleshy, lich color, but then I was like, oh, maybe it'd be cool to split it a little bit, almost like this section was the front, like the glamour, and as she's revealing it, it's like it's coming from the back and revealing her. Because I felt like if I had more of this skin tone in here, it would highlight the focal point, which is her face, a little better. I did want to incorporate one hand though that was like that, so I ended up going with Just kind of like a half and half kind of. What do you guys think of the painting so far? I'm curious. Oh, stuff just moved around there for a sec. Yeah, no, I'm excited to play Eating Chronicle. Really dive into it. I played like maybe like 3 hours of it, and haven't been able to pick it up since. I feel like that's looking pretty good. Nice knee. It's like so funny you could spend like an hour like painting like a knee to something. Let's see. Next. Kind of want to finish the dress a bit. Just kind of feel like a whole chunk, get like a whole chunk done of this character piece. So this goes behind. So yeah, I'm a little behind on other projects and streaming. I have some videos that are in the works that I've kind of had to put off. I got another adventure log that I want to work on. I got some paintings for this gallery at the end of the year that I got to wrap up. I also got the next set of last minute minis, the printable minis that you can print at home. The next set of those. I think I'm going to do mimics or squirrel folk. They were tied in the voting in the poll, so I kind of have free choice here with that. But I think the squirrels would be, one of them would be the next one and one of them would be the first one. I think I would just end up, the next two would be those. So the dress kind of goes like down here. Yeah, so I'm basically just kind of like thinking about the flow and stuff like that of everything. I definitely want to have a defined line here that goes. Now what I want to do is go here, I think. And then this kind of helps kind of lead back this way. It's not a super natural flow, but I mean, this would be like a good flow. It's like this goes and then loops around the front here. Like it goes like this and it goes back like that. I think that might be what I end up doing. So we'll just kind of, you know, add some billows and stuff. I was joking on stream the other day that like this is like the opposite of a magical girl transformation. It's like imagine if Sailor Moon transformed out of her superhero outfit and like turned into like a skeleton. It'd be such a wild, like a way different show. That's probably my favorite character in Eiyuden Chronicles, because we were just talking about it, but there's a character right at the beginning who's like a magical girl, and she like looks like a Sailor Moon character. It's so funny. Like she definitely plays into like the trope a little bit, which I love. And she's much more chaotic. Like she doesn't have a lot of control over it, and it's makes for very comedic situations. I think this is actually wrong. This is actually throwing me off here. So we got this. It's gonna billow here. Like this. And yeah, we'll have a bend here that comes around. That'll be kind of like a connective tissue here. A little bend in the... Yeah, that looks much better. And then I can fold this all like that. And this will come up and be this. And I think I might actually not have that connect. Like that, kind of end there. Let's go to the base coat and erase a little bit. Just kind of want to see the shape a little bit more. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, no, I've been wanting to get some more Magic the Gathering in, because I built a deck based with Bloomburrow, the new set that they have, and I'm really liking it. It's not like in the range of consistently good. It's either really good or it just fails miserably. And so maybe I'll play it and tighten it up on stream or something like that. Because like there's I mean, I feel like I know a lot of games do like level capping and stuff like that, and like, you know, purposely, you know, affect certain outcomes and stuff to try to get you to buy, like, spend more money and stuff. I don't know if they do that in Magic the Gathering and stuff, but it feels like that sometimes. Like those draws like feel so strongly coincidental. It's wild. I don't want to get my tinfoil hat on, but I feel like if I were to play that deck in real life, I feel like I would get... I basically have 4 copies of the cards that I need, of every card that I need in my deck. And then tons of lands, but then I would have moments where all my lands would be at the bottom half of my deck. You know what I mean? It's like that crap. It's like the odds of that happening are so wild. Like, there's... I don't know. It just seems weird that it happens as frequently as it does. But I also have like a green-white deck that I've been playing for a while that I really like, which uses Light of Promise to kind of like beef up smaller characters, kind of surprise people with very powerful stuff, which has been much more consistent so far. I've gotten Mythic with that one a couple times, so I have to do historical rank for it with it though, because some of the cards they don't use anymore. All right, so just finishing up. Let's finish up the dress here. Have a reference over here for my fabric. Mine's more pink based, but this helps me get like that reflective, like that idea of the reflective material, how it works. And I just come to realize that it's just very wild and chaotic. It doesn't really have much intention behind it, which I like. It's easier to do folds that way. This is coming together nicely. I'm digging it, for sure. This might be one of my favorites. I feel like I've been saying that about everything, though. I've done a couple sketches for some that I'm really into and I'm excited to paint. Like, here, I wonder if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can pull one up. Where are we? Like, I'm really excited to paint this tiefling. This is gonna be fun. That's like a fun, just like a fun sketch. So I'm excited to paint this character for sure. That one's, I got like 2 more ahead of that one. Hey, yeah! Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, no, I'm really excited to paint that character. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Got a couple in front of it, unfortunately, but yeah, no, we're chipping away at them, though. Chipping away at the pile. I'm really grateful for everyone reaching out about commissions and stuff. That's awesome. It's a lot of fun to work on these stuff. Welcome to the stream. So I don't want to do, like, I'm trying to avoid over rendering. I don't want to, I want to have like a lot of implied line, a lot of, let the shapes kind of do a lot of the talking. But sometimes I still can't help it. But I'm really liking how this is all looking here. So I think I might just erase the rest of the sketch instead of trying to paint over it. Because it's already looking really good. So I don't think I need to push it much further with that section, at least, of the dress. Yeah, Nothics are fun. I love Nothics. I know it's kind of played out, but like I do like a Mind Flayer. I think Mind Flayers are fun. And also wow, what are they called? I'm forgetting. Doppelgangers are good too. We're doing a campaign that kind of has like a little bit of like a mystery kind of thrown in the middle of it, and honestly what's been really fun is like using wizards and alchemists and stuff as like culprits has been a lot of fun too. Like there's been a lot of like false dead bodies that were actually simulacrum or whatever and stuff like that, and like then they'd stumble across the person that they thought was dead because he like faked his own death with a doppelganger and all that stuff, with a simulacrum and stuff. I love that stuff. I know it's like kind of a trope too, because it's always like, oh, a wizard did it, mystery solved. But like, I do think even if you know who did it, like finding out why is like finding out motive is like really powerful too. So that's kind of what we did in the first chunk of the campaign, and I don't even know how this campaign's gonna go though, like because I kind of feel like we're like wrapping it up like on accident. Like they stumbled across like the capital city where they were like was supposed to be like heading to much later in the game, but I put it in there like as like a if they find this, like that'd be kind of cool, and they of course did find it. So then they ended up going through like this like portal and like coming out like a section away of like this city. I love, my favorite thing is if you play like a magic user and like using spells in weird ways, or just ways that like aren't exactly as described, are a lot of fun. My favorite like actual play like D&D character that does this a lot is Jim Darkmagic from Ack Inc. He uses spells in really weird ways a lot, which I like. Like I loved their first series where they had to do like a heist, and like they all like did their spells together to like run a heist. It was so cool. Like stone shaping a hole in the wall so you could do a spell through it, and like to avoid setting off an alarm is such a good idea. And like using what did he do to get the, he did it was like not plane shift. What's the one where like you swap places with an object or a person if you can see it? He basically did that, and they swapped places with it, and then he swapped places with like another inanimate object on the other side or something like that. I don't know. It was really cool. Or that was an idea they thought of doing, but then they ended up just mage handing, I think, through it and getting it. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what they ended up doing. But it's just cool to like think about using spells in weird ways like that. Yeah, I think next campaign, I don't think I'm gonna run the next campaign. I kind of want to be a player for a little while. I'm finding it really hard to like manage the time to like find the time to like prep. But if I were to run another one, I kind of want to do. I had a couple ideas kind of kicking around. I thought about doing one that did kind of feel like a Bloomborough Redwall kind of thing with like a bunch of animals and stuff. Or I want to do one that's like that keeps the scope very small. Where it's like something as simple as like, I don't know, like the mayor of a town really sucks and like doing some weird stuff, and like I had ideas and now I'm blanking on them. But yeah, I kind of want to keep the scope small next time, I think. We kept the scope small for a while in this current campaign, but then it kind of just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, that was the other one. I wanted to do like yeah, Bloomborough is a really fun set. I was just talking earlier about I want to do I want to play Magic the Gathering probably Friday if I can stream. I don't know if I can yet, but if I stream, I'll probably play Magic the Gathering for a bit. I have a Bloomborough deck that I like playing, that I think I might want to like play and mess around with and see how far I can go with it. Gaming streams are always tricky though. Like, I gotta make sure that like I can justify that time. Make sure I get like enough things done work-wise. She's looking really good. I'm really excited to finish this up. I'm still on the fence about giving her claws. I don't know if I... The initial sketch she had some. But I'm not sure if I want to do them still, like... Kind of like... You know, like long nail kind of things. It's not mentioned in the character description at all, but I feel like I could probably do it. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it adds the terror aspect to it, but she's more of a lich. She's not like a demon, you know. So I feel like they would have to be like overgrown nails, like when like, you know, Guinness World Record growing out your nails kind of vibe, which I don't want to do because they get that cinnamon bun effect. They go kind of like, I don't know. I feel like that might be too much even for me. I remember seeing that as a kid, the person that had the record for like the longest nails or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm good. No, we're done here. I think I closed the book after that. It's like one of those things that are so weird, but you like can't look away. Like just kind of keep looking at it out of like sheer wonder. I'm gonna have that go, I guess I can go like over here. So essentially I'm just kind of like blocking in all the dress stuff, getting it where I kind of feel like all the shapes feel good, and then I'm gonna kind of go through, once I kind of tighten everything else, like I think I might go to the face next. I'm just kind of finish that chunk off, or maybe just there's some armor bits that need some detailing that are kind of lacking on the detail side of things, so I think I might go there too. I don't know. The dress is kind of feeling pretty close to done though. I think this chunk here just needs a little work. Yeah, keeping that right there feels pretty good. Another D&D campaign I want to do would be like a campaign that like starts off really light but then develops serious tones. Like I want to do something that is more like kind of like a Crown of Candy or Adventure Time. Something like very light and like a candy kind of kingdom. Something very light but then like has some like darker undertones to it. But I think I want to overall keep it pretty light, and I would love to do something like maybe even something that actually takes place in Candyland, you know what I mean? like make a remade map of Candyland and like do a Candyland campaign. That'd be fun. Like a Crown of Candy is supposed to be like food themed, like Candyland meets Game of Thrones kind of thing. And I'm kind of thinking more like Candyland meets Final Fantasy. Like where it's like has some, you know, some themes that are a little heavy but nothing super grim. And it's more whimsical, I think. It's like Dimension 20 is my favorite actual play. I feel like there's been a lot of they're just I mean it's just a lot of like the newest series they're doing one right now, Never Stop Blowing Up, which is so crazy and so funny. They don't really do straight up D&D either, which I kind of like. They're like messing with other systems. Like they kind of do like Kids on Bikes system a lot, which I like. And that's another thing that I keep debating too. It's like just straight up changing a system, like doing a different system. I actually really like the Never Stop Blowing Up the system they did with like Kids on Bikes. I think the idea of getting a die, like starting with a low die, then rolling it. If you crit on the die, you go up to the next die. That feels cool to me. It like ramps up in the moment, which I like. I think that's pretty nifty, pretty cool mechanic. Yeah, no, he's really good. Yeah, Brennan's a really good DM. He's just really good at like encouraging players and like letting them just kind of go wherever and like following their lead really well. And he also like, I don't know, he doesn't. I don't feel like he takes it super seriously. I mean, maybe he does. I mean, he probably does, but it feels more more loose and relaxed. And I like Critical Role too. I just think that Critical Role, once it kind of gets going, and if I can't follow it, if I can't keep up with the episodes, I tend to just be like, all right, I'll just wait for the next campaign. Like, even if it's really good, it's just like campaign 3 was really good, but I was just like, I stopped at episode 45. I was just like, I other stuff that intrigued me would come up, and I'd be like, all right, well, I guess I'll just wait. I'll watch the next 2 or whatever. But then it's like each episode's like 5 hours. So like, all right, well, I can't watch 2 in a row. I don't know. You end up like, it ends up becoming like another job to like watch Critical Role. It's like wild to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like I could listen to it, but I also don't want to. Like, if I knew all along there were podcasts instead, I feel like it would be easier. But knowing the fact that like you could watch it, like for some reason, like that's too hard for me. Okay, let's see what time we at. 10:30. All right. I think campaign 2 might be my favorite. I think a lot of people didn't like how it ended. It kind of just ended abruptly. I don't think it ended abruptly. I think it just wasn't the ending they wanted. I really dug it though. I thought the characters were a lot of fun. I think they kind of had to wrap it up in a different way because it ended like during a pandemic, and they were just like, they just needed to like, they were trying really hard with like the spacing and all that stuff, and I don't know, but it also could have just been how they planned on ending it the whole time. And I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was really interesting, and the characters are my favorite batch of characters, I think. Like, I liked Vox Machina too, but like, I don't know. I just think Campaign 2's characters are a little more compelling, a little more interesting. All right, so. Oh yeah, jewelry. We're gonna try to do the jewelry and then we'll wrap up for today. That's what we're gonna do. Let's see if I can close that there. All right, jewelry. Yeah, I like the Prime show too. I didn't watch all of it, but I liked what I saw. I was a backer on the Kickstarter or whatever, so I saw like the first like 2 episodes or whatever. just wild to me to think that like this D&D campaign is a show, like a cartoon. It's just like that's so wild to still think about. All right, so I mean, good references for the jewelry. I mean, I kind of get like this silver stuff over here. It's like beat up silver spoons. I can kind of reference that a little bit. Not on this side. This side is supposed to be more like beat up and deteriorated. So we'll kind of use that. Over here. So like the newer the silver, it'll be more reflective. So like you want to kind of like make sure you paint that in spots. You don't want to overdo it. Like, yeah, you can go for like hyper realistic and like really do it, but I just kind of want to sell the idea. It's not a focal point, so like you don't want to draw attention away from the things that you want people to see. Like there's like a hierarchy that you want to follow when you paint stuff. Like my focal point is going to be the face, and that's also like the biggest point of contrast because the face is mostly like the darks, you know, black, gray, stuff like that. And then all this is like lights and pinks and stuff. And I would probably say like the second thing to focus on probably the dress, because it's such a big dramatic piece, but it does trail and lead your eye up back to the beginning. So like when you look away and you look at it, the first thing you see is like that big streak of shadow, like that dark face behind the veil, because then you're like zoomed in on the veil. You know, you're kind of looking at all the details of the veil. The other face in here, that's a different face much like more of a glamour kind of thing. Then you kind of go down to the opal and kind of see all those details, and these point you down and around everywhere, and you kind of draw in your eye around, down the legs, the dress, and the dress flows up, around, and back. It's kind of like the intention of the composition and stuff. So then another way to kind of do that is like not make every section super detailed. Like you want like your shapes to kind of do a lot of the talking. And I feel like I kind of over-rendered a little bit in spots, but it's fine. Like the dress is pretty minimal in terms of rendering. Just big shapes and stuff everywhere. What's going on here? All right. All right. So yeah, it's just kind of like all about like composition and direction and like hierarchy, like where you want to see stuff. Where do you want the viewer to go first and last and all that stuff? And you won't always get it right, whatever. In the end, you're just gonna make something cool. You know, you'll make something that you like. Just kind of cleaning up, erasing some sketch. I actually am not erasing, I'm using a clipping mask. So it's like, in case I decide like, oh, parts of that sketch I really liked, let me go back and look at it. I can just, you know, bring it back. But I usually don't. It's just more in case. I'm feeling good about this piece. It's already feeling like pretty much done. I think I might, I do want to add like a glow, like a soft glow around her. Maybe I'll just kind of mess around with that real quick. Jewelry looks pretty good. The waistband I still gotta paint, but do like let's see if we can get like a, we get like a soft brush over here. We'll do like a soft like spray brush. Just kind of, I don't even know if I want it to be like that. The background really helps with that glow effect. So I think the bulk of it's going to be there. So like, we're gonna make this so subtle. We're gonna make this super subtle. I would say this has been not necessarily difficult, but definitely more time consuming. Like, I'm still within the hours that I usually block for a commission, but it takes a lot of like mental... It takes up a lot of mental space than like the average commission would. So like, usually when I'm working on commission, like the reason why like I ask for as much time as I do is because I'm usually working on like 5 of them at once, 4 of them at once, whatever. And that kind of helps keep my costs lower, you know, so I'm not charging people, you know, $700 for a single character kind of thing. So the longer time frame I have, the more time I get to work on it, and the more I'm able to kind of chip away at it while I work on a bunch of other things, including, you know, contract work that, you know, is what really pays the bills kind of stuff. So, but this piece, I would feel like I would need to more block out time just for it because there's a lot kind of going on. So, but now I'm at the phase where it's like I'm at the phase where I can kind of passively work on it. I'm not really thinking too much about... The sketch was the more complicated thing, honestly. Figuring out a good composition, figuring out a good way to kind of do a lot of storytelling with this character. Because this art here, you can kind of see it a little bit in my references, is the original art they sent. It was pretty good. So I kind of stuck relatively close to that reference, but she wanted to do like the lich portion of her, and I was like, well, what if I kind of did like a little bit of both, like her kind of like revealing that she's a lich, and she loved the idea, so we kind of kept going with it. And it was a lot of fun to paint and mess around with tones and textures and stuff. So it was a lot. I guess to sum it up, it was more time consuming, the fact that there's a lot more experimentation than your typical character piece. But I would honestly think I would say the most time consuming one I did. I wonder if I can open it. Here, let me get it open over here. The most time consuming one I did this year was, where are we? Nope. Sorry, please hold. Yeah, it's this one. I think it's this one. This one was probably the most time consuming. Lots of ornate decorations, lots of stuff, and I made the choice to play with. She's a genie, a Dao genie, but I was like, instead of it just being, the original art had just kind of like smoke billowing from like her waist down, and I was like, what if it was like more like you'd see more form, and like made it more like a sandstorm, but like then it leads to like this like waterfall of sand, almost like an hourglass dripping, like pouring sand down. So that was fun to do, and that's kind of what kept me motivated with it. And there's like, you know, there's stained glass up here, the face is pretty detailed, the jewelry is pretty detailed, so there's kind of a lot going on in this one. This one was probably the most time consuming one, but I still kept within my block of time that I usually allowed with it. I was just outside of it. But yeah, no, commissions usually take like maximum, I think, 10 hours total, but on average like between 4 and 6. But again, it's like I can't really give like that great of a number because I'm working on so many things at once. I don't really know exactly how much time I spent working on this unless I stream it. You know what I mean? Like I'm streaming this one, but I'm also talking half the time to people. So it's like, how much time did I actually paint on here out of the hour and a half I've been on here? Probably, I don't know, probably 45 minutes, probably an hour. But yeah, so it's, I always get hesitant telling people how long paintings take because I'm worried they're shocked when a thing takes 2 weeks to get to them. I'm like, well, if a client, like I have a couple big contract clients that they come email and I gotta unfortunately do theirs first. But that's kind of the deal with the price, right? I keep the price low because I'm hoping there's flexibility with that kind of stuff, and people tend to be pretty patient and understanding. But if people want stuff done faster, they're more than welcome to you know, ask and say when they need something. I mean, I don't think it will be, but I don't know, for all I know, the magic might be harder and whatever, I don't know. But no, they're all fun either way. I really enjoy it either way. I have no problem with it. So like what I really want is, I don't know if I want color dodge on there. I'm trying to mess around with like just like this more ethereal glow. Maybe it's just straight up normal and I just kind of bump it down a lot. Just want her to have a little bit of like a soft light around her. And I wonder if I actually have to beef it up a little bit more, like in terms of density. Like I actually had a reference for that too. Like I have a bunch of references. So like I wanted to do like this kind of look over here. This like retro, like really old, like really this like retro look over here, where there's this kind of like soft glow around her. I kind of want to do that. So it kind of does it. Might need to like, you know, do like a yellow. I want to give her this like spacey kind of vibe. What's going on here? No, it's just like a sketch. All right. No, I'm working on so what I've done with commissions, I've explained this before too on the last stream because somebody asked. But essentially how I broke down the commissions is I everyone that's requested commissions that I've confirmed have done commissions, I put them on like a checklist that I have on my phone and my notes app, right? They all have like a little like folder with subtasks. And each subtask is broken down into like rough sketch, final sketch, base coat, final details, print, because everyone wants a print so far, so that's on the task. So like that's why like I send out the final sketch in an email, like, hey, do you like this? Cool, great, that's approved, I check that off. And then I go to the next person, I do the same thing, I go to the next person, I do the same thing. So then everyone gets their rough sketches, and then I go to the next step and I do everyone's base coats, I do everyone's finals, blah blah blah. So it's kind of been what I've been doing to kind of handle the influx of commissions, and it seems to be like overall a working system. What is this my monitor, or is that the painting? At least in terms of compartmentalizing and managing it, has been easier, because I feel like I'd rather give people at least some form of progress, unless like a lot of people already that were booking after the first set, including yours, were technically like October commissions, but I'm kind of starting them early when I can. Like, so that's why I sent you the sketch, because it's like I don't want you to wait like 2 months to like not get anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I just feel like that. Me personally, I don't really like that. So I've been kind of doing it like that, and like, so I prioritize in order of, you know, when people reach out. Yeah, so right now I'm finishing up like, you know, the August commissions, people that booked up for August, and then I'm moving on to September, etc., etc. But yeah, I usually chip away at everyone's at the same time a little bit. It's more just to give me that buffer in case, like, you know, something happens, like whether it be in like my personal life or something that kind of causes a delay. I went on vacation like last week, so like I did all the stuff that I had to do before, and then everyone that booked after, I was like, I'm gonna be gone for a week, so I hope you don't mind a little bit of a delay. So and everyone was pretty cool with it. So, but yeah, so stuff like that happens. Or like I have a company coming and like ripping out like this old tile that's like under in our basement, so I can't go to my office for a day. You know, it pushes things off a little bit. Stuff like that. I actually do like this glow the more I look at it. I don't want it to affect the detail if I could. So I'm going to try to erase a little bit. And I'm probably, you know, giving too much information, but I like to try to be a pretty transparent person. And I think the more people understand like how these things work, because that was the issue I had with, I actually had some clients back in the day, some big clients back in the day that would like think that what they gave me for work was the only work I was working on. And I was like, well, if that was the only work I was working on, I wouldn't be able to afford bills. So let me explain. As I was saying to this client, I was like, let me explain to you, like, I'm working on 7 other things at the same time, because I have a mortgage to pay, I have kids to feed. So the unfortunate truth is, no, I'm not only working on your stuff. But no, this is some of my favorite work, is working on, you know, people's characters and stuff. It's so fun. I actually like it more than like most like professional work a lot of the time, because like when you do professional work, you're kind of you do some really great stuff, but you're kind of hindered in a way sometimes. I feel like with private commission work, it's like it's just whatever awesome idea, crazy idea somebody comes up with, and like you're just kind of spitballing back and forth with this person of being like, what if we do this? And like, ooh, that sounds really cool. What if we do this? Blah blah blah. And then you get to kind of really push the creativity, the boundaries on it. Norfie on YouTube says, so cool, looks so pearlescent. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thanks for coming by the stream. Yeah, I'm really liking it. There's definitely an opulescent kind of dress she's wearing. I tried to break up the pink a little bit because I didn't want to get too Princess Peachy. I wanted to kind of like have a different vibe than that. So I did a little more of a bluish in the middle. But yeah, no, I really like the effect that the dress is having on it. It's a lot of fun, for sure. And thanks for coming by the stream. So then I think what I'm going to do is like kind of have some spots where it'll really glow and like blur. This is like usually final step stuff, but I just like couldn't resist messing with it. We're almost done though. Almost. After this, I'm working on a lizard folk character that somebody commissioned. I'm almost done with that. And a druid after that. But I have 2 sketches that need base coats, so I think I'll probably work on those like tonight when I work tonight. Get those out of the way and send them off. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. All right, we'll stop there. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. Feeling good about it. Almost done. I'm hoping to wrap it up tonight, maybe tomorrow. But we'll see. Thank you all so much for coming by the stream. I'm hoping to be back Friday for a Magic the Gathering stream, just to kind of play a little Magic and just kind of chill out, enjoy the Friday a little bit. But we'll see. Just make sure you follow the channel, and yeah, you'll get notified about when we're streaming. Thank you all for coming by, and be good to each other, and we'll be back soon. See you later.